Capture One Express 7 is built with the same revolutionary image quality as seen in Capture One Pro. It is a unique tool containing flexible photo management, essential adjustment tools, and fast performance in one integrated package. Images in Capture One Express are stored in the default catalogue. A catalogue is a way of storing images using a database to track the location of images and certain information about those images, like for example adjustments and metadata. By default, this database is stored in the System Pictures folder. First, let's look at how to populate the catalogue with some more images. Importing images into Capture One Express is done via the Import window. Typically, this will be images from a camera memory card or from your hard drive. To import images, press the Import icon in the toolbar. Select where to import image files from and click Open. There are two ways to store images in a Capture One Express catalogue. They can either be moved inside the catalogue database file itself, or placed on any other storage medium, for example external hard drives. Storing images inside the catalogue is simple and doesn't require any decisions where to place your images. We refer to those as managed images. However, the maximum catalogue size is then determined by the size of storage the catalogue database file is placed in. Storing images outside of the catalogue is more flexible. We refer to these as referenced images. Offline browsing of images is then also possible. To learn more about offline browsing, watch the specific tutorials on our YouTube channel. Therefore, under Import To, decide where to store the imported images. Choosing Inside Catalogue will store the images within the catalogue database file itself. To leave images where they are, choose the Current Location option. Automatic backups can also be set by checking Backup Enabled and setting a location. Decide on the naming format for the imported files. Click here to build any number of naming formats. Using image name will retain the existing file name. Finally, metadata and adjustments can be set in the further two menus. Check the Include Existing Adjustments box if you are bringing in raw files that have already been worked on in an earlier version of Capture One. Click Import All Images here and the import process will start. The activity monitor will open, showing the import process. Once the import is finished, the images will appear as thumbnails along the bottom of the screen here. Change the thumbnail display by clicking on one of the three icons. Catalogue information is shown here within the Library tool. It is split into three sections: Catalogue Collections, User Collections, and Folders. The content of Catalogue Collections cannot be changed and shows fixed albums of all the images in the catalogue, recent imports, and the trash. User Collections allow the creation of albums, smart albums, projects, and groups. These elements allow the virtual organisation of your catalogue. It is virtual as organising images in this way does not require them to be physically moved on disk. Any number of projects can be created within the catalogue. Subsequently, that project can contain any number of albums or smart albums. Finally, groups are a simple way of grouping together any number of projects or albums. The hierarchy is very flexible, enabling you to create the image catalogue for your needs. To create a project, click on the plus icon in the user area and select Project. A project cannot contain images itself, so you will need to place an album inside the project. Click on the plus icon again and choose Album Inside. Then simply drag any image or group of images into the new album. Projects also limit the search scope of a smart album. Smart albums are populated based on their search criteria, for example a rating or a keyword. Therefore, placing a smart album within a project is a great way of automatically filtering selected images, for example. To make a smart album, follow the same procedure as before. Some presets are available for commonly used smart albums. In this case, we will use the 5-star criteria. Now, any image in any album in the project will appear in the smart album if it matches the criteria. The Folders area helps you manage where images are stored in the catalogue. If you have chosen to use referenced images, their actual location will be shown here. If you want to physically move images from folder to folder, these kinds of operations must be done from within Capture One Express, so that the database is aware of the changes. It is also possible to re-establish connections to lost images, move images inside the catalogue, and add additional folders to move images to. For more information on this, watch the accompanying tutorial on our YouTube channel, Working with Referenced Images. Now let's look at adjusting some images. Capture One Express 7 uses individual profiles for your camera for delivering the best out-of-the-box results in terms of color rendition, noise reduction, and detail. The software has an extensive set of adjustment tools to give you the creative look you desire. Let's look at a simple workflow to get you started. Tool tabs are shown here on the left-hand side. The various tools are placed within these tabs. Hover the mouse over the icon to see the title. First, move to the Color tool tab. Take the white balance picker and choose a neutral area in the image. White balance can also be adjusted by using the sliders here. Other common adjustments like exposure compensation and shadow and highlight recovery can be found in the Exposure tool tab. Images needing the same adjustments can easily be adjusted by using Copy and Apply commands. Command-click other images that would benefit from the same adjustment. For this operation, it may be helpful to see the images in a multi-view. Click here to tile any selected images. Images in Capture One are often referred to as variants. This is because any image can have a virtual copy made known as a variant. Variants are great for experimenting with different adjustments on your images. Watch the specific tutorial on our YouTube channel to learn more about this feature. To copy the adjustments added to the primary variant, click the Copy button on the toolbar. The primary variant is always indicated by a thicker white border. If you want to remove any of the adjustments you have just copied before applying them to any other variant, then this can be done in the Adjustments clipboard. Uncheck any options you don't want to be copied across. Then click the Apply button, also on the toolbar. Adjustments are now copied across. Individual tools have a number of icons on the top bar. If a question mark is visible here, then it gives access to useful online help about that particular tool. If an A is present, this will action auto adjustment of the current tool on any selected images. The next icon gives access to the Copy Apply command, as seen earlier, but just for that particular tool. The next resets the tool to default settings. The reset action will apply for all selected images. Hold down the Option key to temporarily reset the tool. This is very useful for viewing the effect a tool has. The next manages presets. For example, tools can have a preset value saved and recalled from within the same menu. Take time to browse the tool tabs to see the extent of adjustments Capture One Express offers. Other tutorials available on phase1.com or on our YouTube channel go into more detail on different tools and aspects of the software. Once you are happy with the adjustments applied to your images, they can be exported in a variety of popular image formats. Select one or more images to export and then click on the Export Variants icon in the toolbar. The export dialog will open. Work through the dialog to set up the export parameters. First, choose a location for the exported files. Choose a naming format for the exports. Leaving the format set to image name will retain the raw file name in the export. Click here to adjust the naming format. The recipe is the parameters which will form the basis of the image output. For example, the file format and scale. Many different file formats can be selected from the pull-down menu here. Decide on the other parameters and then click the Export button. The activity monitor will open showing the progress of the export. However, as this is a background process, you can continue to work on your images. To learn more about Capture One Express 7, don't forget to use the help icons around the software and view additional tutorial videos available on phaseone.com or our YouTube channel.